Good afternoon.
Hello again.
This is the Shaun and Nathan show.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to...
Oh, you thought I was talking to you?
Oh, okay. Alright.
No.
Fine. No, I thought we were going to do our shtick of, this is Nathan, this is Shaun.
That's a thing that we play. We don't say that every single time.
Yeah, we do.
That literally gets played before this.
Trying to trick the audience to thinking that.
Oh.
That means, like, every time we do a pod, we're, like, perfectly in sync.
Yeah, perfect.
But, okay. The gist is up. How's your week been?
My week's been... it's been pretty hectic. Still, nearly finished my research project. So, getting all my... I've got high school students filling out surveys, which is always fun. Relying on people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's always a good thing.
Yeah. I don't rely on people.
What have you been doing this week?
I've been working.
Where? Why do you say that like you haven't been?
Undisclosed location.
How's that paycheck?
Undisclosed amount.
Oh, wow. You enjoying the money?
Look, the money's good.
What have you been spending
The hours have been rigorous. And we haven't had much time to fill in the gaps for pods.
I know.
It's been a bit of a bummer, but there's always a will, there's a way. I'm here now, aren't I?
There's a backlog of movies to discuss.
Oof.
What's the most expensive thing you've bought in the last week? Are you splashing out now that you've got the cash?
I just bought 3 Comic-Con tickets.
We're going to Comic-Con. My first Comic-Con. How long has Comic-Con?
As well.
How long has Comic-Con been in Australia? Is this like the second time?
Second year, I think. Maybe third.
Why didn't you go last year? That's the kind of thing that Shaun would do.
Commitment. I wasn't making as much money then.
The truth comes out. The truth comes out.
I'm gonna vlog it. I'm gonna attempt to vlog it.
Yeah, it's gonna start a vlog. What are you gonna call it? You can plug your vlog.
Well, our friend Brandon recently he's in New Zealand at the moment.
Yes, a country I am half from.
Actually, been posting YouTube videos of his vlogs every couple of days.
Yeah.
So
what's his channel called?
Brandon Lee One Po.
Okay.
Yeah, just
LIW.
I don't know where he gets Lee One Po from, but whatever.
We'll have to ask his
probably
permission.
his Chinese name.
That's his surname.
Oh, I was trying to keep him secret, but okay. We can pop it on YouTube if you want.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
Your vlog?
Well, yeah, but
how would? Oh, you want me to?
I'm not using my YouTube channel. It's horrible. My name's Cheesy Man One.
What you can do now is you can have like accounts. So you have like a brand account. So you can just do a separate channel off your main one, and there'll be no like relation to it.
I've actually thought about doing my own little reviews on video games and
you've been playing that for a while.
I've got my collection.
You have a lot to say.
Brewing. And speaking of buying things, I bought a GameCube in the box.
And what year did it come out? Like 2002, 2 or 3. That classic.
I love
it. It was a bit of a flop, wasn't it? It was a little bit of a flop.
It was, but it's so underrated because it is the most powerful system out of the Xbox and PlayStation 2. And it had the best games as well.
Pokemon Colosseum.
Just putting it out there.
Remember
Pokemon Colosseum?
That was on there.
Super Smash Brothers Melee.
So it's just Super Smash Brothers with another letter or word. Melee.
Super Mario Sunshine. Oh,
I remember hearing about that. Never played it.
Actually, the box I'm getting it's a French edition of the GameCube.
So it's all in French.
But it's the box that came with. It's like the Super Mario Sunshine pack.
Yeah.
So that's why I bought it.
Is the game going to be in French?
Game's in English.
Have you played it yet?
I haven't got it yet.
Oh, okay.
It's on its way. I actually missed it today because I slept in.
Oh, really?
They left me a little card.
So it's at the Roseville Post Office.
No, it's going by courier, so God knows where it is. Probably back in Perth.
Oh wow, that's beautiful. So you're gonna get some hours up on the GameCube. I never really played the game. I'd always be a Nintendo kid. I had like the Super Nintendo, Nintendo.
Well, I've already got
64,
two GameCubes.
What? You've already got 2 of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, well, what I'm doing is I'm going through and collecting all the Nintendo consoles in the box.
Oh, getting like originals. But is the box, if it's in French, is the whole box French?
Yeah.
Is that still as valuable as one in English?
Well, it's not in Australia, is there?
Are you going to play it?
No. I've got another GameCube.
So you've just got this to look at?
Mm.
You are making the money.
No, because I bought a Wii U. I'm so crazy, Nathan. I bought a Wii U.
Yeah, I was there when you bought that.
And, where you were. For how much? $240?
Yeah, it was something like that.
I haven't even opened it yet.
Great.
I've just put it on my shelf next to the Wii in the box.
Yeah.
Next to the GameCube that's going to be in the box.
Yeah.
Next, I'm going to get the Super Nintendo, the original one, in the box.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get the the NES, the original one, in the box as well. I've got the classic NES, the retro one that came out last year, in the box. And then there's the Super Nintendo.
Can we get a photo of
remix of it?
I want to get a photo of you sitting on the floor with all these in front of you.
You need to do it.
Little Shaun and his
the Super Nintendo box
and his Nintendo
that's coming
army.
out this year,
Yeah.
which is a remade version of the box that came out in the early 90s.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm not.
looking forward to it. Okay, you're not. Great. So you're spending all the money on something you're not looking
And
for.
I'm also getting. I'm about 6 cards off completing the original Pokemon cards.
Excellent. So Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hey, well, I can talk about.
That's what we're talking about today, isn't it?
I know. Yeah.
So I missed this. This was. I'm notorious for not going to see movies when they come out, so I kind of missed this one in 2014. Didn't grab my fancy, as most superhero movies don't. When did you see it?
What?
Did you see it at the cinemas, or did you see it after? Yeah.
I saw it. When did I see it? I saw it earlier this year. In Gold Class.
The original.
Huh?
The original.
No, Volume 2.
Yeah, but talking about the original as well.
Are we?
Oh, wow. What do you mean, are we? Guardians of the Galaxy.
What? I thought we were talking about the second one.
Well, no, this is what I wanted to say. I haven't seen the second one.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen the first, and it didn't intrigue me, and that's why I don't have an interest. And this is where this is one of the other formats we're trying, is you have to try and convince me, like what we did with our favourite movie.
Oh, first one was shit.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
Look, the first one...
You like the first one.
No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was like... Well, let's start with the... No, let's talk about your problems, right? What's your beef?
With the movie, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so what's wrong with the movie? What didn't you like?
I don't know.
You give me 1 point, and I'll do a defense.
I'll go point by point,
and we'll do it.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Well, I think first of all, I remember the first time I attempted to watch it. I couldn't tell you when it was. Maybe like 1 or 2 years ago. Maybe not that long. Maybe like a year ago. And I sat down, and it was like the scene where Chris Pratt's like dancing, and the song at the
very start.
Yeah. And I turned it off.
What?
I just couldn't get through that. I just couldn't get
funny.
through. He's kicking like little alien dog things.
It's funny. What's funny about it? It's cute.
I don't know, but I was just like the tone of it.
It's quirky, you know. It gets to the music of it as well, because it's got a very old soundtrack.
Yes, old school.
You know, he's a light-hearted character. He's kicking around. It's a nice opening. You know, it's not like it doesn't open with like a battle or anything like that. It has nothing to do with the plot.
It did have a low key opening, and that's why I thought I'm like, oh, I could probably get into this. But then I was kind of like, nah, I'm a little bit bored.
Why didn't you just skip past it then?
That's an option, but I didn't do that.
Okay.
I think it was one of those things where I had I had so many movies to watch, so I was like, oh, I'll put this one on because it was like next on the list.
If you put it on double speed, the music's not going to sound as good if you've got it.
I didn't put it on double speed.
Oh, it was normal speed.
No, I watch bad movies in double speed. If they're if I'm watching a movie just to get through it.
Like Tammy and the T-Rex?
Yeah. Oh, I can't. I vomited in my mouth a bit thinking. What? Can you actually not get your word out?
I was going to say.
Did you just have a stroke?
I was going to say plot.
Yeah.
I went to say spoiler.
Spot.
Splot.
Splot.
Splot twist.
Wow. Splot twist.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a new word. Splot twist.
Okay.
When you spoiler something.
Yeah.
But it's also a plot twist.
That's usually what the spoiler is.
Exactly.
It's just a spoiler.
No, but it's also a plot twist. Splot. We're also going to be watching Tammy and the T-Rex soon.
Is that a spoiler?
Yeah, for the viewers.
But how would okay.
Well, they don't know our schedule. I don't even know.
I encourage anyone to try and get through Tammy and the T-Rex on YouTube. But that's the thing. This movie, I couldn't. Okay, for the first time, I couldn't get through Guardians of the Galaxy because, I get that the tone. I wrote down it's like wacky, comical. It's like self-referential. Like it knows that it's like a corny kind of.
Yeah. It's there for the laughs, but it's also got great character development. It knows when to bring it down, make it emotional.
All right. Well, can you name some of the characters for me then? If you think the characters are so good.
Star-Lord.
Yeah. What's his actual human name? What's his human name?
I don't know.
Peter Quill.
Yeah, Peter Quill.
Yeah.
Gamora,
But so what's his story?
Drax, Rocket.
Yeah. All right.
Groot. Nebula.
Yeah, that's probably the main six.
Nebula is actually in number 2. Ooh,
as well. I went through the character list of number 1.
You don't know everything.
Well, Nebula must be number 1 because it's on the character list. Yeah, it must be memorable. So what's Peter? What's the story of Guardians of the Galaxy? I need to give me a summary like you did with
I
Aliens.
can't because
You can't.
no, because in number 2 it
Yeah.
really goes into his backstory, and I can't do
No,
that.
but is that going to spoil it? Am I not going to be able to watch number 2 if you tell me it now?
Yes.
Well, he said something. I know there was a line. There's a few lines about him back on Earth, and that's how he has the Walkman. He has his mixtapes, so he's obviously
he grew up on Earth. Yeah,
he grew up on Earth. Then
but
what happened?
I can't spoil anything.
Does it really ruin this? Can you just tell me?
No, it'll ruin. It'll
That's
ruin
fine,
number
you
2
can ruin it
because
for me.
it's a big part. No, because you got to watch it so
Okay.
we can review it.
All right.
Nathan, stop.
Well, so who's then? Okay, well then, so Peter Quill's just is he kind of like a Deadpool character in that he kind of not that he knows he's in a comic book film, but he's playing on the tropes of comic books. Is that what it is?
Very
that what I'm
lightly,
supposed to
but it's
get?
not as intense as Deadpool. With Deadpool, I felt like that was the only comedy in the film.
Deadpool, yeah. The joke of Deadpool is lol, I'm in a comic book film. How funny is this?
Let me let's make fun of Wolverine and
Yeah.
All the usual tropes and
Yeah.
cliches and whatnot. So I guess you could say Guardians of the Galaxy is a little bit tropey.
Yeah, it kind of was playing on
a little bit
superhero.
cliche.
Do you ever remember a film? You know what it made me think of? Did you ever watch Superhero Movie? It was 2008, and it made fun of it was along the lines of epic movie, scary movie. Did you ever see that?
Oh yes, I saw Epic Movie.
Did you see
as
the
well.
Superhero Movie one though?
Yeah, it was
That's what I'm
awful.
talking about.
It was awful.
I actually kind of liked it because what it was doing, it was parody. Well, see, it was more parody, but to me it felt like it had the same tone of Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's not meant to be taken seriously. And I know there were serious parts of Guardians when it got into the fight scenes and stuff, but I just felt like it was sort of the joy of watching the film is based on the fact that you have to understand how superhero movies work.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I right?
Yeah, it kind of it was the Guardians. It was kind of a mix. It felt like a mix between Star Wars, which is a little bit comic-y,
Yeah,
meets like a Spider-Man kind of novel. Especially number 2. It felt kind of, well, to me anyway, villain of the week,
yeah,
but expanded obviously
Yeah.
into a full movie. If you broke that movie up, it would be kind of villain, the situation of the week. They refresh and then they go somewhere else and they're in a different situation and whatnot. So I'd say it's a little bit like that. It's a little bit more casual. It's not like a serious sci-fi Star Wars film like Star Wars or Star Trek.
where Star Wars was basically
Because
a
I
drama.
think because it's Marvel, it's a little bit more silly.
Yeah.
They can poke fun of each other.
Yeah, so I guess
Or-
so Peter Quill, Chris Pratt's character, was kind of like the Han Solo role, the comic relief. Although I guess all the characters had
bit of
some humour to them, especially Bradley Cooper's one as Rocket.
they're all.
The raccoon. Is
I
it
wouldn't say
Rocket Raccoon?
they're all like Han Solo though.
No, but I was saying I was saying Chris Pratt in particular was he's kind of
No, he's kind of like a heart of gold.
yeah.
But he's not much of an asshole like Han Solo.
Well, yeah, Han Solo was a scoundrel, but yeah.
He was a bit more selfish.
Yeah. But this is what I was trying to get my head around. Is it was like what how you want every movie to be a ragtag, heist movie.
No, only when it comes to stuff like Rogue One.
But this was the ragtag team, where each member had their different strengths.
Guardians of the Galaxy should have pulled off Rogue One. They should have been there and done their thing.
Yeah, they should have done their heist.
Just a bit more smarter, less comical though.
Yeah.
But can you not play footsie? That's not going to pick up.
It does. You'll hear it.
Trust me.
If you can hear it, the mic can hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Because in Rogue One,
Yeah.
they didn't even have an alien at all on their team.
No, it was all
How
humans.
cruel is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
They could have had Groot.
They could have had a Groot.
They could have
Are
had
you going
something.
back to? Are you really going back to complaining about Rogue One? Is this what we're doing?
Okay, here's a little thing for the fans.
Okay.
This podcast
The Guardians
is
of the Galaxy
one
fans.
continuous pod.
It's just
We've actually never said goodbye. We've actually filmed this over the past 8 hours.
we're time travelers from 20 years in the future, and we've gone back through.
We're
all the films.
refreshing through everything.
Yeah.
And we're actually not stopping.
No.
So after we finish this pod, we'll do another one. This is the same day.
Yeah.
We're still in early Jan here.
Oh wow. What year? Is it the show Archer?
20
There's no particular year.
2018.
Oh wow.
Because if we were in Jan this year,
We wouldn't have seen
Guardians
it,
of the damn it. Well, let's stuff that one up.
Good theory.
This trying to.
It's just a thing. Like I felt like this disconnect. Like a good example, like Star Wars. I really like the Star Wars film because, like, with the characters, you can sort of like get
Which
into
one?
them, or any of them.
No, not Rogue One though. All the prequels.
Oh, we'll say the A New Hope. Like Luke Skywalker, you can like sense his story, and like Princess Leia, she's the leader of the rebels, and every character has like their place. With this Guardians of the Galaxy, I was sort of like not. It was like a jigsaw puzzle that I couldn't put together.
Yes.
And everyone seemed to get it. I just didn't seem to get it. And you know, there's like I showed you that image. It's like straight out of nowhere, and it's like the Straight Outta Compton poster, but with the Guardians characters. And what was your remark? Like, oh, it's been comics for years, which I guess. So, is this a thing where you had, like, obviously you haven't had to have read the comics to appreciate the movie, but did you have any experience of these characters before the film?
No,
So
Guardians
you were
came out in 2014. I didn't see it until 2016. Maybe.
Oh, so you like
year.
me? So you saw it last year as well? You didn't see it when it
maybe
came out?
late 2015 to impress a girl. That girl is now Sam.
Oh, your girlfriend. So you saw it just to have something to talk about with a girl.
No, we had plenty to talk about, but she loved Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, and you were like, you wanted to keep up, but this is that thing,
That's
like
what
that
you gotta
fandom. I'm not getting into that
So
fandom.
I didn't know anything about Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't even know it was Marvel or based on a comic. I thought it was just a random space adventure, just made out of nowhere, like Firefly or something.
And that's why, like, and it kind of was a surprise hit. So I think this was just Marvel testing.
When
the
I
waters.
first watched Guardians of the Galaxy, I was a bit like you, where I was like, I don't know, like the backstory, or like I didn't care as much as just because it felt like on Star Wars, all the stories were just set up very early, and as soon as you meet these characters, and their intentions are really simple.
Yes,
and it's all told to you. Like when they recruit Han Solo, it's just okay. Well, fly us here to here,
and we'll pay you.
And we'll pay you.
Yeah, and then they become friends, and
we know. It's easy.
Yeah.
With when they break out and when they introduce all these different characters, it's like why, where are you from? Why are you here? Like it's just
and that's why
it just felt a little bit muddled.
Does it go in? Does number 2 go into all the characters' backstories, or is it just mostly Peter Quill?
Yes, it does, and that's a good thing about Volume 2.
Okay.
It really tells you a lot more about, I believe, a lot more about Rocket, a lot more about Gamora, Drax, and Star-Lord.
Okay, which is the main
Groot.
Main
Groot, I don't know. Groot's just a tree.
Groot.
He's there for marketing.
To me, it just seemed like it's like a joke where it's like a tree that says "I am Groot," which is like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know, it just says its own name.
Good voice acting from Vin Diesel.
What he just has to say, "I am Groot." I sort of grumbled as well. It was like,
I am Groot.
Yeah.
But that's it.
And he got paid like $1 million.
He got paid $1 million.
1 or 2 million. Yeah.
He's like, on his Instagram, he's like, what's with Vin Diesel?
This is Jerry Seinfeld stand up.
We always seem to go back.
Vin Diesel.
What's the deal with Vin Diesel?
We've got our pet hates. It's
Vin Diesel. Well, we go back to Vin Diesel on a few pods now.
Yeah.
We seem to be targeting.
Well, we got a juicy story when of his past.
She'll be back soon, everyone.
Stephanie Tyler-Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
on his Instagram. Hang on, I'm not finished with Vin Diesel.
Tell me a Vin story.
When Vin Diesel on his Instagram, he's like, he's like. A picture of him with a peace sign and like a crappy photo of Groot. He's like, blessed to be a part of this franchise.
Yeah. He
didn't do anything. He just said, I am Groot.
Do you know how much effort that would have taken? That would have been like 1 day in the booth.
I am Groot. I am Groot. That's what he would have done. Yeah, listen. I am Groot. I am Groot.
Yeah.
I am Groot. I am Groot.
You can stop that.
So he would have done that for an hour.
Yeah, like 100 times.
Thanks for your work.
Thanks
for your work. Like, you've got a great voice. Look, I'm sorry the character says nothing but 3 words.
In number 2, he comes back, because I know at the end he's like the little tree. He's like a
teenager tree.
He's like a shrub. And then he's got like a high voice. Do you think he went back in and did it in a high register? Or do you think they just pitch shifted?
Copy and paste one and it was like, pitch it up.
Yeah.
No.
So...
And he's actually credited in the second one.
Yeah.
But it's a baby Groot. He's like...
Yeah, he would have had to...
stupid voice.
I reckon he went... I reckon he did another day in the studio.
Did 2 days.
2 days,
that mill. Oh.
Another mill.
Good job, man.
Okay, I admit the visuals were amazing. And like seeing some of the behind the scenes stuff, like a lot of it was actually proper sets. That was pretty cool. Like that they tried to actually put effort in. They tried to minimize the CGI.
It wasn't just like a CGO extravagant.
CGO. Computer generated imagery.
Oh, optometry.
Optics.
That's a smart word. We can definitely brand that.
You got to come up with another word.
There wasn't too much CGI. Yes, it was very practical. Wasn't like the Phantom Menace where everything was just a fake green desolate wasteland.
Where they're jumping on like green like things.
It felt good.
It was proper.
It was the right. It was like the Force Awakens. It was the right amount of CGI.
Yeah, okay. I'll give them that.
Yeah,
they can have
you
that.
You give them that. What's your next point, Nathan?
Yeah, well, I also mentioned you've pretty much touched on the music and the character development. Like the music, I get the idea of having like the pop songs and stuff in it, but I don't know. Unless it has some, I guess it must be something to do with his nostalgia for Earth. Is that what is revealed in number 2? The reason he makes those mixtapes?
Why do you keep asking about? You keep locking
well,
around.
You need to entice me to watch. If that's what the reason the music is in, that's the only thing I could judge that.
Yes,
that's partly why.
Yes, it does. It does play a role in number 2.
It reminds him of somebody or something that is. It's like his Rosebud in Citizen Kane. Have you seen Citizen Kane yet?
Yes.
Yeah, Rosebud.
Many years ago. It does play a role.
It's like connected to his youth or something. Why is your eye gone?
In number
Why
2,
have you shut your eye?
In number 2, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have a bit more of a plot. It's more of a plot device than in number 1.
Yeah. Another positive is John C. Reilly was in it. That's just a thing I'd like to mention. I enjoyed that he was in it.
John C. Reilly?
Yeah. Curly hair. From Step Brothers.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't remember his role, actually, but I remember
he was kind of like, he didn't have much of a role. He was just like, character name was Roman Day.
How would you describe his character?
I don't know, he was just like, they kind of radioed to him, and I just liked that he was in the film. He didn't really have a central role. He was just like one of those computer commander guys that they have in, I guess.
Would you say his role was like Kong, Skull Island?
No. No, because he had played a prominent role in that film. In this, he was just like a backup character.
All I'm saying is, John C. Reilly, shout out, you're useless. I
like John C. Reilly.
I don't like him.
Okay.
I didn't like him in Kong.
That's fine.
I thought he just didn't fit in. I think it was a bit too wacky. I wanted that story to be a bit more serious, more dark.
Are you going back to Kong?
Hey, you're bringing up John C. Reilly, not me.
The other thing was, I noticed that this was part of like, you know how Marvel's films, they're doing them in phases? So this was part of phase 2, which included, I had to look up like what films were in Marvel phase 2. So it was with Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, which was Thor 2, Captain America Winter Soldier, which was Captain America 2, Avengers Age of Ultron, which is Avengers 2, and Ant-Man. So it was heaped in with those films.
But
so
now the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Not only is there going to be a volume 3, but
yes,
that comes after Infinity War, which is the
big Avengers with like 60 actors in it.
Oh, it's going to be massive. They're in Infinity War.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Which is amazing. Like they fight Thanos.
Yeah,
for the Power Glove.
Is Thanos going to be the bad guy in Infinity War?
Yeah. So he's in number 1.
Yes.
And he's not in number 2 at all. I don't remember. I don't think he is. It's more of a story progression. Like it doesn't unveiling new enemies and sort of tying up a few loose ends here and there.
Actually, if you mention like the way you stated that, like Volume 2 goes back to their backstories, that's actually kind of clever. So you get like a good film first up. And then they delve into it. You throw it all out. You just have an action adventure.
Then you're gonna needle it.
Maybe I watched it wrong. I'm starting to come around. Maybe I watched it wrong. But because we're in Marvel Phase 3 now, which includes like what we're getting at the moment with like, was it Captain America?
So do you mean stages every decade? Is that a stage?
No, a phase. No, the phase is like every few years. So I think the first one in Marvel Phase 2 was Iron Man 3, which was like 2013, and it ended with Ant-Man in 2015. We're in Phase 2 now.
So what was Phase... Well, Phase 1 would have been the original Spiders.
The original Iron Mans.
Spider-Man 1s.
No. This was like Iron Man... No, the first Iron... This was like when Disney bought Marvel. And so all the other movies were like discarded. So the first Iron Man, 2008, was the first film in this new cinematic universe. That was Phase 1, 2008 through to like 2012. So all of those films, like the first Thor...
So when the first Avengers came through...
That was in the first phase.
Really?
First phase.
Was that the start of the second phase?
Iron Man 3 was the start of the second phase, which came out after the first Avengers. So the first Avengers would have been the end of the first phase.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah. We need to have our good friend Chris Ferraro on to talk about.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
probably, if he's listening to this, probably like screaming at us.
Oh.
Like, you guys don't understand.
Oh,
So we need to
I've probably
be
said a
educated.
few things wrong, but he'll be there to cushion it.
Yeah, because this is the thing. This is what I wanted to talk about, like in general, like about the ideas of like the superhero movies. Where my favorite superhero, like I don't like watching them, but I did like the original Spider-Man movies.
Yes, Tobey Maguire.
The Batman movies are good. The Christopher Nolan ones, obviously. What's a sigh?
Yeah.
Iron Man obviously was great, but this one I like. It's a film I should like because I like those films that are like self-referential
And you
kind
like
of
Star
experimental.
Wars.
I do like Star Wars, but I just couldn't grasp this, and it's like kind of frustrating me that I'm not a fan of it.
You're missing out because they.
But what am I missing out on?
This is
I want you
chance
to. You
for
need to poke the hole.
This is the
You need to
chance
get
for
the
you
revelation. Tell me what I'm missing out on.
The next 10 years of cinema history.
I know, and that's the thing. Like,
you're missing the roots.
well, see, I didn't see Ant-Man. I didn't see Doctor Strange. I haven't seen any of the Thors or the Captain Americas.
Oh, you haven't seen Thor 1?
No, I haven't seen Thor.
Good
I know it's Chris Hemsworth. It's our buddy from Phillip Island.
Is he born in Phillip Island?
Yeah, he's from Phillip Island.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Why hasn't he come back?
They come back.
Really?
That's why I think Miley Cyrus, when she was dating Liam Hemsworth, she flew in like a helicopter. Yeah.
Next
Anyway,
year.
moving on.
Miley Cyrus, if you're listening
God.
to this,
Yeah, of course. she
thank
was.
you so much for changing your music style. Wrecking Ball was our last good tune for me. All this other crap, I hated it. I
Why are you
think
thanking her then?
because she's gone back to a more upbeat, just something really normal.
What song was that? Party in the
Now,
USA, though. That's an undisputed classic.
That's my top 3 Miley. So thank you.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear your song Miley, who is
You're
watching
still
this,
talking to Miley.
I get on the dance floor, and that's
Yeah.
the power of music.
Okay. Do you reckon they should put Miley songs in the third Guardians of the Galaxy? That's his third mixtape. He discovers
No,
Miley
they should
Cyrus.
put her father's songs.
Well, ooh.
Break my
Billy Ray.
heart.
Billy Ray.
Egg, brick. Is he still alive?
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez.
As far as I know. Unless he's dying right now. Yeah, shouldn't joke about that. The last thing was Howard the Duck in that cut scene at the end. Is he in number 2?
Howard the Duck?
Yeah. Howard the Duck. It was the original
Is
Marvel...
that disgusting...
Yeah, the Duck. And that was like that movie that George Lucas produced after Star Wars. It was like a big flop. That was part of the reason he went into the filmmaking hibernation. Because it was just the
Then
biggest
came back
flop.
for the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
What
that
year was Howard Duck? 93?
1986. Have you
Well,
seen it?
right
Have
after-
you seen it? I had to watch it in double speed. It was just,
No,
it's
that
very
was
disturbing.
during Indiana Jones, though. He was producing all the Indiana
Yeah,
Jones.
but that was sort of the first two were before
The
that.
Star Wars hype had died. It was coming into the 90s.
Yeah.
I think Spielberg and George Lucas seemed to have a bit of a break.
Yeah.
I think they kind of...
Well, you got to give the audiences a rest. And that's why, because Volume 2 of Guardians came out this year, and 1 was 2014.
Yeah.
That's a 3-year gap, so...
That's a big...
Usually it's like 1 or 2.
Yeah,
Like
especially
the
for
Hunger
Disney.
Games, it was like once a year. Harry Potter was, once a year for 10 years.
Well, now Star Wars
Is once a year,
Once
yeah.
a year now. Lord of the Rings was once a year.
Yeah.
I don't know how they flog
I think-
off a film.
I think it depends. It's more like... Yeah, actually, I don't know. But I guess those ones, if it's like a huge cast...
They usually knock it all out in one sitting, especially because if you're Peter Jackson, shout out to Peter Jackson.
Are you a fan of his or not?
For filming 90%
Oh,
of
okay.
his set in green screen, even more, just everything, you can do it. You can do it in like half a year because it's all just created digitally.
Yeah.
That's how they can knock out these films so quickly.
All right.
Peter Jackson, your old work was great. First 3 Lord of the Rings were amazing, top 10.
Yeah.
Look how they turned out.
We're going to talk about... We'll talk
We'll
about this.
compare The Hobbit and The Lord.
We'll get into the Lord of the Rings.
Which
universe.
saga do you think's better, Lord of the Rings or Hobbit?
I haven't seen The Hobbit. What would you give Guardians of the Galaxy? Both films. Because Rotten Tomatoes gives the first one 91%. Or that would be 4.5 stars. And then 81%, which would be 4 stars.
See, the scene with the second one was... It was a little bit less story driven than the first one. I feel like
But if it was the backstory,
It
how
kind
is
of-
that true?
it kind of swapped in a way where
Was it more character?
the first one was a little less funny. Well,
Yeah.
than the second one.
Okay.
First one was still funny. but a lot more character driven because we're establishing all these characters.
Yeah, I had to get into the
second one, a lot more one-liners, a lot more jokes, a lot more like slapstick, but a little bit less of a strong story. Still emotional, still amazing, but it was just a little bit less serious. So I'd probably give the first one... Actually, you know what? I enjoy the second one better, though.
Okay.
I'd give the first Guardians of the Galaxy a 3.5. I'd give the second one 4 stars.
Ooh, alright.
But there's something I wouldn't buy them on Blu-ray. I let them...
That's a real test for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you buy it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
How much are Blu-rays at the moment?
About 30. I bought the Lost World though this year on Blu-ray.
You get 1080. It's a 1080p.
I bought the Lost World on Blu-ray this year.
Okay.
And Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, but haven't bought Jurassic Park on Blu-ray.
You should.
I should. Next sale, $10. See Sam Neill's paws and beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Look, you've enticed. I think about that they go into, because I was really getting frustrated by the ensemble characters and like something just wasn't connecting. So maybe it'll connect in number 2.
I think you're scared.
What am I scared about, Sean? Am I still like traumatized from the horror?
What you're scared is because Disney is big and scary, and there's a big train going along, and you're scared you're going to miss that train.
I am.
While all your other friends have seen them all like Ferrara,
That's right.
and they're so intimidating and mean about it. So what you're
Really.
what you're worried about is that you're missing the roots of these characters. And
That's right.
And Infinity War is going to come out, and you're going to be like, wow,
who are
I
these
don't know
people?
Infinity War.
That's true,
There's
actually.
so much. I don't know what's
I
going on.
haven't seen
Ant-Man's
Avengers 2
in
either.
it. Doctor Strangelove's probably going to make an appearance.
Doctor Strangelove.
And you're not going to know these things.
That classic character.
You haven't seen it.
Yeah. That's true. And that's part of it. Is like I feel like I've got that FOMO, the feeling of missing out.
It's like with Thor's. There's like 3 Thors out or something.
A third one's coming out. Yeah.
All right. Well, I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second, but I think the problem is because so many films come out. So
you're getting
quick,
bombarded. Yeah, we're getting like hit over the head.
All these I couldn't even tell you how many Captain Americas there are.
Yeah.
3.
But
now it's like I don't want to go back and see the first one.
But this is the other thing. They're blending them now, like with Superman. So Spider-Man is blending with Robert Downey Jr.'s.
Yeah, where did Iron Man come from?
He's like guiding him.
Yeah. All right, Disney.
Yeah.
And then there's Justice League now, but I don't want to go back and watch Batman vs Superman. That movie was crap.
We're not gonna...
I don't want to watch Man of Steel.
Have you seen Wonder Woman yet?
No, I haven't.
Watch it. We'll talk about that because I actually genuinely liked it. Oh, here we go.
Sam liked it as well.
All right. Well, we'll get Sam on again.
All right, done deal.
We'll convince it.
I will watch Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Whenever
Did Sam like it?
She loved it.
Okay, cool.
She actually really enjoyed it.
All right. Well, we'll finish up with Guardians. What would you say to someone who, like me, hasn't...
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Take 2 hours out of your afternoon.
Yeah, I've already...
Catch up so you can watch the next one in the next 3 years. So you're constantly behind in life,
yeah,
but you're not falling behind.
What? Are you talking about me or people in general?
People in general.
Oh, okay, good. I was starting to get upset. No, okay, so I need to watch number 2 is what you're saying. It's still on at the cinemas, I noticed.
Watch number 1.
Because I put it in my phone and cinema times are still coming up.
Watch number 1.
I've seen number 1. You have to watch it again.
Oh, you've seen number 1?
Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Oh.
What do you think I was just talking about this for the last half an hour?
I thought you were talking about number 2.
Oh my god.